Hello everybody and welcome to the Cone Racing League. Q1 will be underway shortly. I think the last driver did just get into the lobby. So yeah, cars will be on track soon. Got a full grid today, quite a few reserves I think. I believe we have 5. An Aston Martin, Mercedes, Ferrari and the 2 Hasses. So that is going to be Wolfbane, Royal Viking, which Mercedes one is it? I think Spivey in the Mercedes, haven't seen him before. Actually haven't seen Wolfbane before in Tier 2. It's reserved for Tier 3 before, then the 2 Hasses, both rotation, and wherever the other one is, I can't currently see. Luke. I've been told to pronounce his name Luke, not cheese, so I will do that correctly from now on. Yeah, Luke, very good race in Imola last time. It's been interesting to see how he does again. But on to qualifying. I've just realised I didn't change that. Right, so here we go. Quite a foggy session, but can't see any rain. See if any of the drivers are going out on the track. Nothing just yet. That's all I want. Deluxey. So, also a Ferrari coming out. Likely to be Tobes, judging by driving habits, yep. Steiny or Jamie Robertson? A whole bunch of them there, very clumped up. Deluxey leading the charge. First man out on track. Well, I ought to mention this is Tier 2. I've got to change the title after I haven't done the Tier 1 race comms last week. So already 16 drivers out on track. Suspect there may be wet weather incoming then. Normally not this many this quick. One of the shorter laps on the calendar. And drivers, the end of start of the last sector, starting to cramp up a bit. Hopefully it doesn't affect anyone on a flying lap. Deluxey, nice big gap to them for the moment. McLaren of Freefall looks sufficiently far enough ahead. Wet quality dry race, okay. So coming around the last 2 corners, going a bit deep there, missing the apex, and again there, not fully getting it. It started off with a 1:04.6. Tobes being the next man to cross the line. He is invalidated somewhere though. It was a 1:04.7, so half a tenth behind. Steiny also invalidated. Jamie Robertson then across the line. 2.5 tenths back on Deluxe. Be interested to see how Luke does after last week. Showed to be a very quick driver. Very nearly got himself the win. Deluxe is still with the fastest lap. KXI though, just behind him. And Hobbs just 4 thousandths behind him. So close up top. The top four. Oh, as Marty sets the fastest lap by 4 tenths. And Luke himself just behind him. Free fall, invalidated someone on his lap. Spivvy showing a purple first sector. Be interesting to see how he does. Don't know what his pace is going to be like. Though it appears he invalidated on his first lap. This rotation gone deep into the gravel while just moving out the way. Who was that just crossed the line? I think that was Royal Viking into 9th position. So it's Spivvy across the line with a 1:06.6. So still going to want to try and find some more time on that. Sophomore then Daru, as he comes across the line, he'll be fast. Up to 3rd position for him, a 1:04.4. Less than 2 tenths behind the current fastest time. Free fall, another invalidated lap for him. Captain Nick going into the last sector. Oh, just goes over the curve, invalidating. Now doesn't have the ARS for it to work going around again. Oh, Toad's getting a purple first sector, but then spinning it round. Yet to set a lap, is he? Must have invalidated 3 times given the age of his tyres. As Daru sets the first 1:03 or 1:03.9. Free fall coming towards the line. Up to 9th, just behind his teammate with a 1:04.7. Exactly 100th ahead of Club BR. So our championship leader currently with the 7th fastest time. His closest contender 4-star down in 14th. With a 1:05. I want to try and find some time in that. Tobes does not want to have to push these tyres much more. Dark now able to rejoin the session. Saw him left earlier. Good to see he's able to get back in. So here we go, Tobes finally getting the valley lap in. Comes across the line with a 1:04.3, up to 5th position for him. Despite the fact, and very old tyres when he set his time. Although Steiny, who I did not see when he set that 1:04.1, his tyres fairly old. In fact, a lot of guys setting laps on older tyres. Almost seems as if the softs take a while to warm up, which tends to be the job of the mediums. Rotation really fighting his car for the looks of things. He set a 1:05.1. One of the slower times at the moment, but still time to improve. Wolfbane 10th and a half green. Currently not quite in the dropout zone, but on the limit, and needs to try and find some time. The field very close together. Half a second, the difference between 15th and 8th. It goes wide at the end and invalidates his lap with what would have gotten him into 8th position. So Spivvy. Oh, Royals crashed on the... That's the wrong way going. Yeah, Royals crashed off on the first turn, must have caught the curb. And that is him out of the session. So Spivvy, from the looks of things, did not improve his time. Yeah, there's his car. Just off the racing line, but in the runoff. Now, unless more drivers beat Raw's time, there will be 6 people knocked out this session. Drew, happy with his lap, choosing to retire from the session. As is Steiny. The front 2. Comfortable gap. There's still 7.5 minutes left of the session. Dart going a bit deep there. Actually quite lucky to not get an invalidation from the looks of things. Ooh, just keeping his car under control. Here we go now towards the line with a 1:04.7 up to 11th position for him. Not too bad for first lap. Well, we may try to find improvement. Captain Nick invalidated last lap. Looks like he's already invalidated this lap as well. Still needs to get a good lap down. Spivvy also needing to find improvement. No, coming to the pit lane, I guess, for a fresh set of tyres. His current tyres only showing a couple of laps old. Captain Nick now. He's giving another crack at it. There's a Ferrari off track. Appears to be Tobes. Yep, in the gravel. It's another driver at free fall. Happy with his time. Captain Nick going deep there. Loses time there. Going off. Does still 4 tyres across the white line. It's just some guys, tyres 5 or 6 laps old here. Tobes, Jamie Robertson and M. Hobbsey. Got it set on the tyre they set the fastest lap on. So just needs one more corner to keep a green lap. Manages it and is going to place himself in 18th position. Still needs to find more time at a 1:05 flat. Not too bad of a place to start. Immediately going wide though on the next corner. Luke retiring as well, happy with his lap. Four of the top 5 now in that position. Suspect the top 10 currently are going to be safe. So Roy Viking out towards the line. Looks like he's got some improvement. Up to 14th position for him, nearly 2 tenths. Captain Nick and Wolfbane both into the pit lane. They've not got too much time left. 4-star, current P2 in the championship, on his out lap. He needs to find some time if he wants to focus, catching up with KXI. So 4-star, currently with a 104.8. Actually quite a big jump, even up to try and get into the 104.4s. A lot of drivers very, very close. Steiny through to Claire PR, just 3 tenths. So he needs to find 4 tenths, and from there, mere hundredths with the side positions. About thousandths in some cases. And that was not what he wanted. 4-star not going to make it around to the line in time to get 3 more laps in, so we'll just have 2 more laps to try and improve. We've got Warrior Huntsman, just to be a 10th up, or nearly 10th up in the first sector. Now 3 tenths up. Good for him so far, showing a purple middle sector. He can get a nice clean last sector in. Looks to get himself safely into the top 10. The number of drivers with a 104.4 or better increasing. Or Huntsman a 104.5, so just behind that clump. Going to want to try and find more time there. Dark. He's up to 9th. He'll be happy with that lap. A lot of drivers right on his tail. Wolfbane just crossed the line, having not improved. I think Jamie Robertson, interestingly on the medium tyres, yes, just getting some practicing because he can. I think Spivey now in the pit lane, not able to improve. 4-star now, just 1 lap left to improve. This is his last chance to get out of the bottom 5. Needs to beat a 104.5 here. Oh, Captain Nick just going wide, and that might even... Yeah, that invalidates the next 2 laps. Captain Nick will not be going through. And that's a shame for him, not able to improve his time. His fate is sealed. How about Wolfbane then? Jumps up to 17th with the 104.7, now also on his last lap. 4-star nearly half a second down after the first 2 sectors. Unlikely to improve. And bungs it in the wall. Pushing the car, I think, a bit too hard. Wolfbane, 10th and a half down in the first sector. Not looking too good for him so far. him and Spivey both coming up from Tier 3 to reserve today. So it's expected that they'll be struggling a bit more. Turning a bit late there. Car trying to have a moment. Oh, caught before it could get too far. Hello, rotation. Tobes' teammate just ahead, jumps up to 6th position. Wolfbane not able to improve, 3/10 down from his best, and that concludes with the bottom 5 art that will be dropped out of the session. Deluxey, our last man. But yeah, Raw, who crashed out on that turn 1, didn't see the crash itself. Wolfbane, 4-star, Captain Nick, and Spivey. Interestingly, P2 in the championship, already knocked out from qualifying. So there's currently 19 points between KXI and 4-star up front. So either one of them could leave this race the champion, or the championship leader, I should say. Actually, so it's rain starting to pick up right at the end of the session there. But it is, of course, more likely to be KXI, who already has the advantage given the 4-stars qualifying. So, Steiny for pole. Possibly. I can never remember how many he's got this season. It's at least 2. Possibly 3 pole positions. Right, well that looks like a wet session. Although, no one yet. Changing onto wet tyres. In fact, drivers already heading out. That's that rotation. First man out on track. Still just about dry enough to use the soft compound. Though judging by the haste of the people leaving the pit lane, that may not last for long. Yeah, last week I did the Tier 1 race, and because I very rarely do that, I didn't think to check the title because I'm always Tier 2. So this is still Tier 2. I just put the title in wrong, or didn't change it, that bit of it. Yep, all the drivers already leaving the pit lane. The title can't be changed once the stream's been started, but once it's done. All rotation already invalidating his first lap and going wide on the last corner. That's going to hurt him. Who's our first man? I think it is KXI. It looks like he is struggling in the rain. Best commentation CRC. No, I think that has to go to free-fall in Tier 4. I don't know if you've ever watched the Tier 4 streams, but that man knows what he's doing. Races himself in Tier 3, so of course can't commentate any of the top 3 tiers. But his streams are great fun to watch. So KXI keeping it on the track so far. Looks like the Red Bull is that dark. Nope, it's going a bit slow there. So let's see what time he can put. This is the time to beat. If Rain's going to keep getting worse, then he might have done well getting himself the first driver across the line. A 104. Sorry, 1:10.4. Yeah. Time's on the board. KXI still the fastest man. It looks like, is that Steiny? No, Jamie Robertson must have invalidated his lap. Steiny though coming near the line, as is Freefall. Freefall 01:18.4. Very slow lap from him. Steiny up to P2 as DeRue sets the fastest lap so far. How it's only just come through when he's already on the second straight, it's beyond me, but go Codemasters. Marty, a 1:11 flat, up to 5th position for him. Luke, the next man to the line, he's up to 6th position. His teammate will be the next one closer. Rotation. There's that DRS disabled, which is the usual indication of intermediates are now the better tyre. Rotation, slower lap. The rain seems to be getting heavier. Most drivers piling into the pit lane. He didn't bin it in Q1, however he did not make it through to Q2. Freefall, a 1:13.5, weather definitely seems to be getting worse. Deluxey, a very interesting entrance to the pit lane there. Not sure if that was rain assisted or a last minute decision, but this driver's starting to put on the inters, and our first man Tobes out on the intermediates. Ooh, and a slight bit too much power into the wall, loses his front wing. Looks like there's drivers who couldn't get times down on the softs, may really suffer now unless the weather improves. If you go into the cone channel itself, you should be able to see both streams in the cone channel. They're live simultaneously, but if you're on the home page, then both of them should pop up. But this is tier 2 at the moment, I just titled it incorrectly. Like dark with the first man attempting a lap on the inters. Ooh, looks like you're doing okay so far. I think we might see the inters quite a bit slower than the softs were in those first few laps. Though it shows a purple sector, so maybe they are the way to go. Is that Jamie Robertson going for a spin on the last corner? I think it might have been. Has he got his front wing? No, he does not. Went for a spin into the wall then. I will stick it onto the best tyres so we can see. No, all of them are still on. All time is still set on softs. Darks will be the one to show which tyre is quicker. And that's looking to be definitely the softs were quicker before. 8th position, so not done too bad. Definitely not ideal for him. Warrior Huntsman, the next man. As he comes across the line at 1:12.5, just beating Dark, 2.5 tenths there. So that Luke just starting his lap. So Luxie validated himself somewhat. Jamie Robertson going to go into the pit lane. Oh, that's Warrior Huntsman crashing out. Yeah, same place we saw Tobes spin earlier. So Tobes himself avoided that fate. So that's one driver already knocked out of this session. Actually two with Royal Viking. My bad. So it's the guys who are yet to set a lap who are going to be suffering most here. Looks like the top 7 are going to be safe with their times on softs. At least 3 positions left to fight for. Seems like drivers really struggling to get good clean laps in. Ooh. Nearly losing it there, very well caught. Of course, lost him some time. Inching over the line there, not too badly. It's 9th position for him. No slower than Warrior Huntsman's time. Luxie showing in purple middle sector. Oh, and he's gone off though, pushed the throttle too hard. Lost his front wing, luckily kept all his tyres on the car. But he still needs to set a lap. Oh, his Tobe's just behind him, also crashing in the same place. Be careful of freefall going past. Well, actually nearly 2.5 tenths green himself, although the driver's really struggling with the weather here. That'll cost him a good lap. And Dark, the next man, but he's invalidated. Yeah, free fall. Improvement he had, lost. Rotation, 3 tenths green. Got a slow lap in the softs, but not particularly quick, and does not seem to be his quickest time. We'll see now. Yeah, beats his time on the softs by 6 tenths. Second fastest time on the inters. But no one yet able to cut into the times on the softs. It's Jamie Robertson, the next man to try. Yeah, too far back. Slots into 12th position for him. Luke, happy he's safe given the circumstances. Free fall on a slow lap. Dark invalidated his lap. Rotation, struggling. Guys on the softs starting to retire. And there is a small chance that'll come back to bite them. At the moment the weather does not like it, it is clearing it too much. Interestingly, Marty giving it a go in the wet. It's going to be very hard to challenge his time going wide there. Even there's not any time on the inters, even within 1 second of his best. I think the best bet of those left on track is to come in, change onto softs and gamble. Really hope that there's enough time for one clean lap. So free fall, currently a 1:12.8. We saw he had more time to give. They're going wide, they're avoiding getting this lap invalidated and not actually proven in the end. Shit, anyone in the pit lane currently not able to do anything. Marty able to go around just one more time. But we've already seen the intermediates simply can't beat the softs, the current conditions. Jamie Robertson though improving to a 1:12 flat, and that's the fastest intermediate time we've seen so far, and he'll be happy with that. Might have secured himself one of the 3 slots of those. Did not get a good quick lap out at the start. Tobes, the next man yet to set a lap. 12th position for him. Free fall invalidating, got time for one more lap. Deluxey up to 11th. Now let's look at the order of people we have. Marty first, though unlikely to improve. Free fall, has he crashed on the straight or is he just retired on track? I think he must have retired on track. So this is now Tobes and Deluxey trying to knock out rotation in dark. Ooh, that's not what Tobes wanted. And again loses his whole front wing, but somehow avoids losing a wheel. Deluxey 10th and a half, Green that 10th and a half. Does look at putting him into the top 10 if he can keep it up. Find a tiny bit more in the last sector. Looking good so far. Ooh, and just invalidates his lap. Where would that have put him? Yep, crashes into the wall in anger, unsurprisingly so, if I'm being honest. The Ferrari has his wheel twitched last second. The AI crashing straight into the Alpine, concluding Q2. So the soft tyres seem completely unmatchable. Actually, Jamie Robertson not doing a bad job to try and match them. But yeah, Deluxey, Warrior Huntsman, Tobes, Freefall and Royal Viking knocked out of qualifying. Now on to Q3. Daru really seems to be doing well here. Potentially the pole sitter. I do not know if the next session is also due to have rain and how bad it will be. So drivers default trucked onto the inters, rotation already going out on track. As is Claire PR, Marty, Daru, Jamie Robertson. In fact, I think most guys are going out pretty much as quickly as they can. Haas jumping past Club PR. And actually something to mention while I still remember, as it is the 11th of November, for lap 11 we will be doing a lap of silence. Actually coincidentally also round 11. So for that I won't be talking. I'll be roughly following any action if there's any on track. So I won't be putting too much focus on it. Here we go now, rotation, first man to attempt a lap. Actually all 10 drivers backing up, giving each other space, although Club are actually not giving himself too much space to work with. Club being this close, may come back to bite him. Oh, I liked it a bit sudden, slightly too heavy on the throttle, just enough to cause him to crash out. Jamie Robertson taking advantage of the minor amount of slipstream he can get from it. Rotation's still going strong, but it does look like he really is fighting his car. The rain now appearing to get slightly heavier. That's the reason all the drivers decided to immediately head out onto the track. Ooh. Nearly held it. I actually think he kept his entire front wing there. Certainly won't be a quick lap. Jamie Robertson also himself invalidating. Did he lose his end plate? He did lose his front right end plate. KXI will then be the first man to set a lap unless he invalidates somewhere in the last couple of corners. The car fighting him. There we go, the first lap a 1:15.1, Daru to be the next driver. So it's also a 1:15.1, 26 thousandths quicker. We got Luke, validated his lap. Dark up to third position. Steiny taking third off Dark, 4/10 off the two leaders. Clerpiard going into the pit lane. Hobbsy, I think, crashed out on the straight, foot down too early. That's him out of Q3. Robertson letting KXI through. Really having to be careful on the throttle. If you watch the throttle input at the bottom, seems to be very gentle, extremely tricky. Rotation, choosing to put some wet tires on his car, as does Marty. Yeah, 1.5 seconds red for KXI. Conditions much worse now. Jimmy Robertson into the pit lane for what I assume to be wet tyres. His teammate meanwhile having a bit of a spin. So Martin rotation, first two guys. Out on. Oh, that was Luke. Okay, well, rotation and first man out on the softs, on the wet tyres then. Seems to be a pretty good fit for this tier. Near to the front end of the grid. But with how close Q1 was when the weather was still dry, it should be a very interesting race. Of course, Austria going to have the risk of a bit of a DRS train, perhaps a safety car or two. So we go now, starting the first lap on the full wets. Deroux just about leaving room, bit of a lock up there by rotation. Just tyre stop rotating. Yeah, you normally drive in the Alfa Romeo, don't you? I think you're being... Who's it was reserving for you? Oh, they got the wrong team. I'm not too sure. So rotation. Actually, full wet seemed to be quicker. Z8 fastest time as of yet, a 1:13.7. Roy starting his first lap. We've got our next man to be. Marty's the next man to cross the line. He sets a 1:13.4, quicker still. Luke coming into the pit lane, still on inters. Only driver as such. Claire PR then. Up to 5th position for him on the wets. So DeRoy looking to be the next man to get to the line. Already a second green, although pushed the throttle slightly too hard, goes for a spin. Luckily goes through rotation, although rotation himself wasn't pushing on that lap. So Jamie Robertson then will be the next man. Ooh. Marty into the wall, current pole sitter. As Jamie Robertson goes into third, yeah, provisional pole sitter has crashed out their car. Dark into third position. Deroy, of course, going to have a slow lap. We saw him spin off. Still with his front wing, though. Steiny will be the next man. Who was it who called for a Steiny pole? It looks like you might be right, Steiny. Provisional pole for him at the moment, a 1:13.3. See if KXI can respond to that. No, he can't. Only third for him, a 1:13.7. Although I say only third. Third's still a very good position to be in. Especially a 20-car grid. So, Jamie Robertson, see if he can close that gap down to his teammate. If he can find 8/10, he can find provisional pole. Ooh, nearly 7/10, just behind second position for him. Dark and validated his lap somewhere. DeRoy the next driver. We saw he had lots of potential, but just slipped up in the last sector. 7th for him though, not improving too much. Stays behind most of the other guys who were on the wet tyre. Steiny trying to improve now. And he does, a 1:12.9 on the wet tyres. KXI current championship leader. Just shy of 2/10 green after the second sector. Up to second for him, finding half a second on his previous lap. Luke now on full wet tyres. It's time for a couple of laps. Although KXI has crashed out on the first corner. Oh, and on the racing line. Luke just avoiding him. That's both KXI, Marty. I think... Did Hobbsy retire in the pit lane? I'm not sure. Showing his car to be in the pit lane. Jamie Robertson on a slow lap himself. How about Dark? He improves up to third position for him, a 1:13.3. He gets himself onto the second row. De Roy invalidating, now going on to his last lap, but a 1:13.2 on his invalid lap. Steiny, I think he's about to improve again. Yep, improves by nearly 0.2, brings it down to a low 1:012.8. Now Luke finally getting round to setting a lap on the full wets. Comes around the last corner, keeps it on the track. A 1:14 flat. That's one more lap to try and improve that. It's a rotation. I don't think he's quite going to make it to the line in time. Can't see the clock currently. There we go, yep, just missed out on it. But does move up to 5th position. De Roy showing him to be his second green, and pushing his car slightly too much there, but still looks like he's going to gain places. And on to the front row provisionally. Steiny not going to be improving his time. I think that means just Luke left. He's just over a 10th green currently. To see what he can try and find in the last sector. Needs at least 0.6 to gain any positions. But if he can gain 0.8, then that puts him up to 4th position. Very, very close from 4th through 7th. And he does improve his time, but not enough to catch up with that very close pack. And that concludes Q3. Oh, there's a tyre there. Yeah, so there we go. Steiny getting pole. Mike predicting that earlier. I recognise that name. I can't remember what your PSN is, but I've definitely seen that name before. De Roy in second. KXI Championship in third, although he crashed out in the qualifying session, as did Marty and Club PR both. Yep, there we go. It's that 4th through 7th place. They're so close. I've only just seen 1,000th between Marty and rotation. Only just getting ahead there. And still not even that much between 6th and 7th. 9,000th separating 5th and 7th. There we go. How about that for a close qualifying session? But yeah, Steiny with the pole position, leading what is supposed to be a dry race. Currently 3rd in the championship. Actually, if he gets a good result and 4-star doesn't, he could end up 2nd in the championship after this. Does need 32 points on 4-star to tie with him, 33 to overtake him. Which is a tall ask. With a top 2 position, 4-star not finishing would be enough for that. So waiting for the drivers to select their strategies. Being Austria, going to be lots of DRS training and undercutting. So strategy is going to play a big role. Just use the safety cars to your advantage. So just 8 seconds, and then the formation lap will be underway. So here we go, and see what tyres people selected. The general trend as per usual, guys near the front starting on the softs Guys near the back going for the medium or harder tyres. Dark and rotation, interestingly going for the mediums. They might be hoping for an early safety car. Warrior Huntsman also on the mediums. I think the majority of the field on the soft tyres. 7 on the medium, 1 on the hard, 12 on the soft. Steiny holds that front position. Very hard to go side by side into the first corner without going wide. And this game much harsher than the F1 stewards on lap 1. Also, it was this track where Daniel Ricciardo was deliberately dipping a few wheels onto the grass to flick it into his opponent's face, or just to kind of try and distract them. It looks like KXI's got someone smoking, which is what made me think of that. Not sure if it actually is or what, but not quite sure what's causing that. Steiny and DeRoy getting cuddly. Starting to line up on the grid. So last man, Spivey. Here we go, 4-5 lights. And away the drivers go. Steiny getting a good start, staying ahead of DeRoy. DeRoy really falling back as KXI gets him on the outside. The Haas rotation looking to get up the inside of him, not quite room. Dark himself down a couple of positions. Steiny a very good start, almost a second builds up on the guys behind him. DeRoy side by side with Marty. And yeah, Marty's through past DeRoy. Cars behind him. Closing up a bit, the Haas and the Red Bull side by side. Red Bull slightly over the curve, unsettling the car. Other Haas is through because of it. Dark already down 3 positions. They're further down the order. Tobe's down 4, while Captain Nick up 4 further down. Oh, Royal Vikings crashed out. And he's out of this race. As is, well, Clerpias had a big crash. Not out of the race himself, though. And that is an early safety car. Yeah, no front wing for Clerpias, so I suspect we'll see him go for a pit. It'll be interesting to see who else pits. Raw, not sure if he's paused or not currently at his controller / wheel. Free fall into the pit lane. Spivey not. Yeah, Clerpias obviously leading to himself. Shame Steiny after such a good start. I guess even more of a shame for Royal Viking. Saw someone supporting Aston Martin earlier. Guess that the good luck stayed in qualifying. So both drivers who pitting for the medium compound. We'll quickly have a look who's gained the most. Captain Nick is up 7 positions. Clerpias, of course, down the most. Part of that collision with Royal Viking, I believe. At the very least, something happened on the same corner. So Raw, I'm not sure if he is actually driving his car currently. Still looks to be just the AI. Oh, now Warrior Huntsman pitting. Did he have contact under the safety car? Or is this... Oh, is he serving his... No. He is serving a drive-through. That contact under the safety car almost immediately after it happened. That drops him right the way back. And gaining Captain Nick in yet another position. Now up 8 positions. So there we go, that's that safety car in this lap. Steiny can now control the pace, choose when to go. Royal Viking on the soft tyres, able to catch up to the safety car. Plenty of time to spare. Steiny might go soon. And he's gone. Caught KXI slightly off guard. I think Marty and DeRoy were caught worse. DeRoy really dropped back here. Ooh. And I think Freefall and Spivvy had collision just before the safety car was pulled in, and as a result, both within 5 seconds, but was potentially just some hard racing into the last corner. Although given the large gap between them, it's hard to say. Oh, and Captain Nick's gone round after it was a very good start for him. Now we're going to lose all those positions he'd gained down to the back of the order. It's Freefall, Spivvy goes side by side. Spivvy holding it around the outside. With Freefall getting the better exit to the last corner. Warrior Huntsman getting a good view of it from behind. Looks like Freefall should be able to keep him up the inside. Spivvy though tries to hold it on the outside. Goes over the curb and as a result goes slower. The Warrior Huntsman looks like he's going to get both of them here on the straight. 3 wide currently. Freefall cutting off Spivvy. Club PR also trying to get past Spivvy here. Certainly seems to have lost out the most from this. The 2 ahead. Pulled a second on the 2 behind. Warrior Huntsman choosing to settle into 16th for the moment, although on his soft tyres tries to take a tighter line than Freefall. Freefall blocking it off. Luckily low loss of front wing for him. Raw, I think he must be AI. It's almost as if... Not sure, but DRS now enabled. Oh, and a spin for 4 start. That's him now back down, even past Captain Nick. So Marty is passed up into P2. Yeah, plenty of overspeed, able to keep it into the braking zone. So Freefall's gone for a spin. Exit of turn 1, lost his front wing. Saw that happen a couple of times in qualifying. Forced out quite close enough for the moment, but certainly going to get in before the end of the lap. Doing damage to the front wing. Shiny. 1.2 second gap to Marty behind him. Is Dark also now gone for a spin? In the gravel. And of course, having to wait for a gap, can't afford to join in safely. Marty said in the fastest lap. I could have gone there if he was closer. If it doesn't affect free fall. Who himself has no front wing. Warrior Huntsman having fastest lap back. Jamie Robertson though up into 7th position past M. Hobbsey. His free fall is into the pit lane. So for the moment, all penalties are still just collisions and the safety car that can be served in the pit lane. Ooh, Droid catching the curb there. Losing his car a bit, I think rotation. Dirty air plus softened tyres means not able to do anything about it. May look for a move here, but I think more likely we're going to see Deluxey try and get past Hobbsey. Gaining on him out the corner. Yep, going for a move up the inside. Well, the McLaren driver holding it on the outside for the moment. Yep. Still got ahead of him. And actually Hobbsey managed to get the DRS from that, though one of them got the DRS from the AlphaTauri ahead. Side by side now. And the Alpine at the advantage on the inside. Slight tap of the curb there for Hobbsey, unsettled the car. Actually causing him to go over the curb and get the first penalty for corner cutting. As Wolfbane's gone for a spin in the middle sector. How close is Captain Nick? Can't really go for a move before this corner. Wolfbane into the pit lane. It is Captain Nick's job to dodge him, I think. Certainly very close between the two, so nearly contact. So Steiny still keeping that lead, the gap unchanging more or less, staying around that 1.2, 1.3 second mark. But having said that, Martin did just lose a tenth or two to him. And that is a spin for Deluxey, a loss of front wing there as well. Front wing entirely gone. That'll be a trip to the pit lane for him. So next lap, being the 11th lap, will be a lap of silence. Suspect I'll just leave it on board with this battle. Still ongoing. Steiny comes towards the line, have a lap of silence to remember those gave their all. So there we go, actually just catching rotation, spinning at the end of it. Lap 12 begins. Free fall now, about to be lapped, actually giving the race leader, currently DRS. Oh, both of them going for the same spin. Synchronised, attempted to slide there. Both managing to hold it, but a bit of a loss of time for Steiny, not too much though. Certainly supplemented by his unique position to get a bit of slipstream. Looks like there may be a tangle between Deluxie and Wolfbane in the first corner. Maybe both tried to go side by side. Don't think I see a front wing on either car. Yep, the safety car coming in. Marty is going to get ahead of the safety car or not? I think he might have had the same problem that he is allowed to go. As is Freefall. Because yeah, it was last week in Tier 1 where, who was it? I think it was Pease. The safety car came out at just the wrong moment for him, so he didn't really have time to react to pits. But he was still stuck behind the safety car for the lap, so everyone caught up with him. While they were all on their fresh tyres, he lost a load of positions. Managed to fight back to a podium, of course, but not an ideal situation for him. Marty won't lose too much as he's still able to go at the same speeds everyone else will be going now. As he comes into the pit lane. Actually, some guys not pitting: Claire PR, Captain Nick and Spivvy. So Steiny holding the lead. Oh, it was Marty that didn't pit. Steiny did pit, okay. Interesting attempted strategy by Marty. A complete oversight by me. Both retaining their previous position. Now we'll have a couple of laps witnessing everyone engage in the safety car wiggle. So current finishing positions, KXI does extend his championship lead. Steiny gets, yeah, Steiny would jump up into P2 from where 4-star is. Wolfbane getting some time penalties under safety car. Did him and Deluxe have another tangle at the pit lane? Or was that just him pushing his fresh tyres too much? But either way, getting penalties under safety car, never ideal. Now 5 drivers with a 3-second penalty. I don't think Freefall is going to catch up with the pack, but will be able to close down some of the ground he's lost. I think Wolfbane will catch. Deluxe, he may catch the pack, but won't be too far behind. Mr. Luxy getting 3 seconds of time penalties for corner cutting while on the safety car. Just about any second now we'll see the safety car in this lap message. Oh no, actually it looks like it's going around for another one. So Deluxy and Freefall will be able to catch up. Deluxy then that 3 second penalty, pushing when he really didn't need to. The race now nearing its halfway point, just a couple more laps. And so far, plenty of action going on. 2 safety cars. Hopefully we won't see too many more. So yep, there we go. Safety car in this lap. Oh, nearly contact between the front two. Starting out, got to choose his moment. Marty a bit closer than he needs to be here. Yep, Steiny pulling away a bit of a gap. Not too big. Oh, Wolfbane on the power too early. And that's him out of the race. Just a yellow flag for it though. Marty looking for a move, not close enough to go for one. Has to back out. That's Wolfbane crashed in the last corner. And if that was a collision with another car, or just a case of getting on the power too early. Steiny here, outbraking Marty. Making it work very nicely there. Oh goodness. Raw, I think, ghosted for the rest of the drivers. But perhaps they're not for him, unless he is just AI that's behaving weirdly. It's battle for P3 going on. Clerpiar and Deroy. I think Clerpiar choosing to let him through, not letting him fight it too hard here. Clerpiar is on the older tyres. See Joel just to hang on as long as he can, choose a better moment to try and pit. But at the moment, going to be very, very vulnerable. Ah. A dead controller. Yeah, that's not ideal. Is that Toves? No, just dropping a couple of positions. Okay, so looking for a move on Clerpiar. Has got him up the inside. And yeah, I think he's got him on the grip there. Let's get his foot down. Actually, also Luke going for the move as well. Losing 2 positions in one straight there for Clerpiar. Ooh, snap of oversteer there, Warrior Huntsman making the most of it. So Marty's just the new fastest lap. That is Deluxey into the wall, it seems. Not sure if he deliberately went into it, but he deliberately went into that wall. Warrior Huntsman, Captain Nick side by side. Warrior Huntsman getting his foot down better, and having the DRS. Captain Nick without any, and the risk from rotation not really close enough. Captain Nick is now on 18 lap old mediums. And a spin for Jamie Robertson. And that drops him right down the order. It's only a few laps after the safety car. Gonna have to be careful on his freshly spun tyres. Oh goodness. Some drivers very, very close here. Deciding to hit better and safer overtaking opportunities. And I think the lead is 3 wide. Yeah, I believe they were. Marty coming out on top, Steiny second, DeRoy third. Shame I missed that battle. Marty, tyres saying they're 1 lap younger. Now realistically that's just a lap under the safety car. Would not have done much to the tyre at all. Oh, that's a spin for free fall. So move there by Luke for P4. Steiny looking to get a move on Marty. Got far more ERS here. Not even using all that much, but looks like he's safely through. Got the inside, yep, you can't turn in when there's a car there. And as a result, goes onto the grass a bit. Actually might lose 2 positions here in 1 corner. And Marty probably going to try and hold it on the inside, and it looks like he's been able to do so. Droid forced to slot in behind. Seen all sorts of different drivers set fastest laps here. Not sure we're going to see any overtakes between the top 3 down this straight. But Hobbsy might give KXI a challenge here. Yep, through into P5 for him. There's the Ferrari, is that of Tobes? Yeah, it's gone for a spin further down the order. Can't see if there's any damage from here. I think there may be some. Given how much space is leaving the other drivers, yeah, I think almost certainly some front wing damage. Yeah, no front wing at all there. Battle going on for 12th position, 4-star, current P2 in the championship and freefall. Freefall holding it around the outside. 4-star up the inside here. Let's foot down a bit late, low. Freefall. A 4-star up the inside now. With 2 right-handers. Although it looks like the McLaren, yeah, has managed to hold it on the outside. Doesn't have DRS though. Both drivers pretty low on ERS. McLaren ahead with the one with DRS on this straight. But that'll alternate into the next straight, as it'll be the Red Bull who picks it up there. Saving his ERS, just closing the ground a bit. 30% more than 4-star's car than freefall. A few drivers now pitting. These top three still battling away. Actually, it's like Luke in 4th is trying to join the battle. He's within DRS range of it. Now the guys on mediums may be able to stretch the tyres a bit further, but if they are going to change onto softs to maximise it, they might want to do it sooner rather than later. KXI pitting for a fresh set of mediums. Steiny vulnerable without the DRS. Marty going for a move up the inside. Just Steiny looks like trying to hold around the outside and might be successful here. Yep, able to keep it up the inside into the end of the middle sector. Although still side by side, neither driver wanting to give the place up. Still going at it. Marty just with the edge, and yep, finally got the pass complete. Not sure it will hold for long. Steiny, slightly more ERS in this car. Ooh, but going wide at 3 seconds of time penalties. The Marty himself already has 3, which actually puts DeRoy in a potentially winning position here. Who himself might be able to move up to P2 now, yep. Well positioned car, making sure gain time where he can. Captain Nick on the softs getting the fastest lap. So, just 10 laps remaining now. Roy considering a move, not able to make it work. I think this time DRS closer. Trying to send it up the inside. Steiny going to try and hold around the outside. Just leaving him room, perhaps a bit too much. After having overextended it to start off with. Steiny maintains the lead. DeRoy now having to worry about the car behind him. This is that 4-star went for a spin just now, I believe, in the 3rd sector. Seen a few drivers go there now. Ooh, caught on the curb. Luke for the moment too far back, may just be holding off. Keeping the DRS, not fighting too much, saving his tyres and his ERS. If he can do that and avoid giving them a penalty, in the long run, could very, very much benefit him. These guys still heavily fighting away. Of course, Steiny and Marty both with the same amount of penalties. They need to be fighting each other. As who is that? That is Jamie Robertson, who's gone for a spin. That drops him down to 10th position. Didn't see if he had any front wing damage or not. Given how far his tyres have to go, they will now not be too happy with him at all. There's DeRoy. He's got the inside to get through into the lead. Marty actually didn't have room to pass Steiny, holding it around the outside though. And for the first time, Luke getting involved with the action, right on Marty's tail. We'll see if he goes for a move into the hairpin. Chooses not to, the order staying the same as it was at the start of the lap. Same 4 drivers pulling away from Hobbsy behind them. His captain Nick gets 3 seconds of time penalties. Very few battles in the field actually. Battle for 13th going on between Spivvy and Tobes. Which is the chance that leaders will catch up with before the end of the race. Not sure how likely. Positions up front still not changing. Very, very important for DeRoy and Luke in 4th to not get penalties. Steiny and DeRoy, ooh, Marty going wide there, could almost work together, kind of one shield the other from behind. Steiny knows he's very unlikely to get the win here. Marty goes deep, that might cost him a bit actually. Luke went somewhat deep himself as well. Of course, it always feels better when you win in on track, it seems. Drivers are going to fight to the end. Steiny once again holding on the outside. The Aston Martin just behind might look for something himself though. DeRoy goes for the move up the inside. Marty following, trying to get them both up the inside. Marty braking late, though braking a bit too late it seems. And both drivers able to get the cut back on him. Pushed a bit too hard, could have gone for 1, pushed for 2. Didn't pay off for him. His front 4 still very, very close together. With Raw's AI, DeRoy may have some DRS. Yeah, he is going to have DRS. At least for 1 straight. Steiny not able to get the pass done. But this time he's closer. This time he's got DRS to help him. Marty considering the move, not able to get it done. Can DeRoy hold it around the outside of Marty? No, he can't. Looks like Luke had to avoid losing some front wing there though. Drops back a little as DeRoy looks to get Marty into the hairpin. No room left on the inside. Not close enough to go for a move around the outside. Stays in third position for the moment. Very quickly hop on board the Captain Nick freefall battle. Captain Nick passes freefall into what I think is technically turn 3. Not close enough to go for a move here. Jump back on board of the lead battle. Just 4 laps left to go. I want to think a collision between Spivey and Tobes down back in 13th we mentioned earlier. Got his front wing. Not sure if that was a collision or a spin that Tobes caused himself. So Marty now goes to the move on Steiny. Now these two are fighting for position. They're effectively fighting for the last position on the podium. Captain Nick piling on the penalties now. Yeah, it seems Luke doesn't quite have the pace of these guys, but actually it's still working quite well for him, just able to stay within the DRS. Because whereas on paper we really would struggle to challenge for a podium, it's just being pulled along here. Bit of contact between... Ooh! And that's Steiny into the wall, unsettled by the contact and off into the wall. And I think I saw his entire front wing gone. That would heavily impact Steiny. So now Marty almost certainly going to get the P3 he was fighting for. I don't know if he knows the others don't have penalties around him. But also at a pretty high risk. There's some Mercedes that's had a spin. Where are we looking? That's Spivey, a lap down. Oh no, Luke! 3 seconds of penalties for him. Not the time he wanted that to happen. That puts Marty into a potential P2 then. Short Luke could be kicking himself. Marty getting a view of the overtake from behind. Roy now able to take it a bit easier. Just under 2 laps to go. All he is to do is keep it within 3 seconds and keep it on the grey stuff. Yes, Steiny now down to 11th. Such a shame off the pole. Seems to be one of the quickest drivers there was racing here. He had those 3 seconds of penalties. He was going to have to fight just to stay on the podium. But even then it looked like a chance to gain the championship. As Marty starts the last lap. Now all Dory needs, play it safe, stay along the tail of Luke. So she sets a purple first sector. And it looks like it is going to be a win for Mercedes, although anything can still happen in the last couple sectors. But all he's got to do, play it safe. As yep, here we go, Marty. First across the line, but it'll be DeRoy who gets the win. Hobbsy not coming up too far behind, just staying ahead of rotation because of his penalty. KXI will gain in position due to penalties actually. And a lot of guys down with a lot of penalties. Jamie Robertson's going to lose position to his teammate Steiny because of them. Steiny looked almost certain to be in the top 4, dropping down to 9th position in the end. But at least he got fastest lap. Free fall 11th, Captain Nick and Tobes will be the last man to cross the line. Warrior Huntsman given 20-second penalty for leaving the lobby early essentially. Not sure what's causing that glitch, but don't leave the lobby early if you don't want to get 20-second penalty slapped on your time. But there we go. Captain Nick getting driver of the day, I think coming from 19th on the grid. Certainly going to gain one of the most positions there. But DeRoy getting the race win. So there we go. Steiny with the fastest lap, but it is DeRoy who gets the win here. Marty P2 and Luke P3. Where did Captain Nick finish in the end? 12th position for him. Up 7 positions. But yeah, DeRoy. Right down to the wire at the end. I mean, if Luke hadn't have gotten that penalty, he was unlikely to be able to get past any of them. Luke definitely the slowest among those top 4 who were fighting, but doing the right thing, just staying further back. So nearly on myself a P2. Certainly can't scoff at a podium either way. See if I can get guys in for a post-race interview. What's that one called? See what they have to say about the race. Certainly a few words being swapped over Marty's driving towards the end. Wasn't too bad, but certainly on the more aggressive side. Right, I will quickly set up the party. Right, so just getting the party set up now. Sounds like DeRoy is up for the interview. Yet to see either of the other 2 drivers react. Okay, actually need to quickly also chuck Marty an invite. Forgot to send him one. We've now chucked Marty and Leroy an invite. Hopefully they'll be joining shortly. I'm not sure if this is Leroy's first win of the season or not. The man is very, very, very good at getting P2s. So far I've counted 4 P2s. No, not yet one this season. Just got P2 4 times, so he'll be glad to be on the top step. Yet to have the guys join the party. Hopefully I can get it sorted. Sent the 2 who wanted one an invite, assuming they were reacting to that, of course. But if I don't get them in shortly, then I will wrap up tier 1, actual tier 1, not me titling it incorrectly. They are... oh, they've just finished Q3. Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Do you know if you have your audio sharing settings on?
Yeah, for the stream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats on the win. 4 P2s, but you finally got a win now.
Yeah, I am ecstatic. Yeah, I've been a P2 merchant for far too long.
Yeah, I don't know if you were aware that both Steiny and Marty had penalties towards the end.
Yeah, I was fully aware. I wasn't really trying to properly fight them, so I just left it. But then towards the end, the Luchassi guy, I think he's called, he didn't have pens as well, so I was actually caught up. I was quite scared he was gonna overtake me.
Yeah, I think he got a penalty in the second to last lap, which is a shame for him because he could have got P2.
Damn. Yeah. I was actually really scared, but managed to get it in the end, so really happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't get a warning as well. That's a first for me in Austria. Because usually I tend to at least get a 3-second penalty, because there's just so many times when you can get it. But I was really, especially towards the end, I really, could take it quite slowly because guys in front of me had penalties. Oh, I'm sweating.
Yeah. Marty, how did you find it? I know towards the end you had that slight get-together with Steiny. Actually, to be honest, from what I saw, I think it was just a bit of tyre banging, and then he got on the curb a bit too much and spun himself off. But hard to call from angle I saw.
Yeah, from my point of view, from when we were battling, we were passing. I was on the front, then he passed me because of the DRS, and almost every time when I was at that turn 2, I was when he was on the outside and me on the inside, I was actually trying to be nice and leave in space, but actually he was not challenging, and yeah, just those last laps I thought I left him space, but we know how the game reacts with those slight touches. Maybe, I don't know, I have to watch it again from the replays, and it was unfortunate. Of course, it's not on purpose.
It didn't really look that bad from my point of view as well. I didn't really see anything. I mean, I think Steiny got onto the grass a bit, I didn't really see that well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was grass or curve, but it didn't look.
Yeah,
there was
didn't
room
look
for him.
intentional.
It was just.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I feel bad for him because he would have gotten actually. I think he was in the podium for sure, and the whole race he was actually the first stint. He was very fast on the softs. Then on the medium, actually, he was after the safety car restart. I saw that he was having some traction problems, and then I had a little bit more pace, but yeah, it was very close with the DRS and the train.
Yeah, was it you who did that dive bomb into turn 4?
Yeah, I was.
That scared the living shit out of me.
I was. Yeah, I was scared too. I was gonna crash someone, or I was gonna take out myself. It was a bit reckless. Yeah, that was not great. I missed my breaking point. But I was just getting frustrated because we were the three of us. We were battling, and there was that DRS train, and just with the pens, I didn't want to lose to the guys behind.
Yeah, I wasn't really gonna overtake any of you because I mean the only reason I overtook some of you guys sometimes because I just had too much overspeed. But I was just trying to stay behind. I couldn't really be bothered to overtake. But it was still quite clean, to be fair.
Yeah, 98% it was. I think it was clean.
Certainly looked great from my perspective. Some great battling going on. It did look like Luke had significantly less pace than you three. I think he kind of just chose to sit behind, get pulled along, and actually might have got a P2 if he hadn't got that penalty right at the end.
Yeah.
I had actually so much DRS doing no race because I wasn't trying to overtake. Because I saw some of you, both of you just having red lights, and I was on them like 90%. Don't know if you saw that on stream as well. I was just chilling.
I'm sure it could have been seen on stream, but I was paying too much attention to the battling going on.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, were there any really outstanding results from someone towards the back? Because you only concentrate on your own race. Did someone like make up a lot of places, or I really watched back the stream?
What? Who gained the most positions?
Yeah, but like who had a really good race from the back? That's what I was wondering. Was there anyone who just like?
No one went absolutely flying. I mean, Hobbsy P10 to P4, or actually Luke P8 to P3.
That's decent. That's the Luchassi guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fast as well. But yeah, I am happy. Who was the third guy who finished on the podium?
Say again? Who
was the last guy to finish on the podium?
That was Luke in the P3. I don't know what his...
Oh yeah, that's stupid. Damn.
Yeah. I got complained at calling him La Cheese at Imola, so... Not...
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will let you go. I'll let you celebrate your first win, and congratulations, Marty, for the podium as well. Best of luck for next race. Do you know where that is?
Thanks for... I don't know, actually. Thanks for coming in anyway.
Checking now. Singapore.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
That'll be plenty of front rings going. Yeah.
Nice. Thanks for coming, mate.
Yep, good luck for next week, guys. And once again, congratulations.
Thanks.
Cheers, bud.
Right, so there we go. That concludes round 11, where Troy finally got round to getting a win at CRL. I think his first ever at CRL, certainly his first this season. Highly recommend you go and watch the Tier 1 stream, which is actually titled correctly, unlike mine. Whoops. They're currently, on lap 3, DRS just enabled. So if you want to see some insane driving, go watch them. But for the moment, I am going to end the stream. So from me, that is thank you. Until next week at Singapore.